What's up, everyone? Hello, hello, hello. It's your boy Ron, aka Ron the Artist, coming to you live. And welcome to Ron's Recap. I'm here today to recap and review the TV show Grownish, Season 4, Episode 14, titled The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. It was a good episode. It was a good episode, and then writers, you guys are doing well. You guys are doing well this season. You guys are doing well because I'm engaged. I'm waiting for what's going to happen next, and a lot of cliffhangers. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get into the episode. Okay, the episode started off with the Afro Salon. I love that. I love that name, Afro Salon. That's the course that Aaron, revamped and revised to his liking. He took it to the next level. He really started to make an impact with students and clearly started to get the attention of other instructors and faculty members to the point where it nominated him for a speech to speak on CalU's behalf at an event. And again, round of applause to him. Kudos. That's dope. He had to take a step back, unfortunately, from Zoe to really get into the space to really focus on, his objective and, his goals and purpose and getting back to that. And he did just that. Okay, so next up, Zoe came up with the idea, with pitching pieces of clothing to Tyler, the creator, with Luca for her internship. The thing is, Zuka they would have to meet a crazy 72-hour deadline, which is crazy. Like, that's a lot of pressure, but Luca is so freaking calm and just mellow and just so low-key about everything. Like, so nonchalant. He understood the pressure, was a little nervous about it, but he was like, all right, let's do it. Kudos to them, too. Afterwards, back to Aaron. Aaron got, he got the correct approach after, debating and going back and forth with, Doug and, making sure it felt right. He got the correct approach and the motivation for the speech. And once he did that, he was told to simmer it down. To simmer down the black talk at that. That was disturbing. That was disturbing and discouraging to Aaron. And he had the guts and the balls to really pick up the motivation and the heart of this speech and this conversation. And for him to be told to calm down the black talk, it was not okay. That was not okay. So he was told to calm that down and make the speech more neutral, or they'll have to nominate somebody else for the speech. Unfortunate. So after discussing those terms with some of his students who were in the audience watching him prepare for the speech, including Keela, they were upset about it. And Keela kind of called him out on it, like, dude, if this was you or you watching somebody else in this position, you would be calling them a sellout. And he took that to heart. Not necessarily in a bad way, but he agreed with the terms. Like, he would be a sellout if it had been somebody else with the shoe on the other foot. Like, stick to your guts, stick to what you believe in and go forth with it. And, that's that. So that was a little foul. That was foul on every level. And I guess he needed to figure out a different approach at that point. So back to Zuka. I don't know if I like that name, Zuka. That coined term. Zuka. Zuka struggled to get, and by the way, Zuka is Luca and Zoe. Zoe and Luca, for those who may not know. Zuka struggled to get the motivation for the 72-hour deadline. Lack of motivation, stress. But of course, again, back to Luca's mellowness, he's like, okay, I think I know what to do. Meanwhile, Vivek is going through this phase of struggling with jobs and, being honest about getting them. With this misdemeanor charge that he has on his record, And apparently, the job that he had landed most recently, he lied. The one that he lied on his application about, he confessed to them about it. He confessed to them about it all, the expulsion, the drugs, the bus, misdemeanor, all of that. And he was let go. He was secretly doing, ride sharing until then. Well, since that point, secretly doing ride sharing and disguising it until Anna Nomi got in his car and cover was blown. Like, how did he not realize that either Nomi or Anna called the freaking ride share? Or they didn't even realize his picture. I get the name was backwards on the ride share, account, on his ride share account, but they make you upload a picture. So somebody should have caught that before they got in the car, but okay, it's TV writers. Anna Nomi got into the car, blowing the cover, and he spilled the beans, like, told it all, like, yeah, this is why I told the truth after you gave me this little speech, and this is what I'm doing until further notice. He found a way. I'm proud of him for that, too. At least he found a way to still maintain a living. Back to Luca and Zoe. Somehow, again, Luca knew exactly how to get Zoe out of that creative block. And as bizarre as this idea sounds, Luca took her outside to get on an actual swing. Get on a swing, and I guess that kind of helped her bring out her inner child. Gave her a sense of peace and brought out her inner child and gave her inspiration and the motivation, and they worked it out. They worked it out. Oof. The life of a college student and the life of the deadlines, I recall. And the life of an artist, I recall. Photography, with fashion, textile stuff, been there. Been there in undergrad. Been there, done that, and I do not miss those deadlines of having to meet those in that space. Okay, so enough about me. Next up. As it was time to check for, the speech, as it was time for the speech of Aaron, Keela approached him backstage as he still contemplated about what he was going to do when he got on the stage, she approached him backstage, apologizing on her and some of the students' behalf about overreacting, about her words, about him being a sellout. But it still didn't negate the fact that Aaron still had to make a revision to the speech and worried about that. So that being said, that landed Keela to do the speech for Aaron as it was originally prepared, with the Black Talk included. And again, round of applause to him for standing his ground on that. And he titled it, or called the speech, The Black Experience. I'm proud of this episode. Guys, I'm proud of this episode. I was proud of that moment. And more moments as I'm about to get into. So, again, kudos to Aaron. On to Vivek. Back to Vivek. It boiled down to it, Vivek is scared to face his dad and talk about his dad. Or, face his dad and express his concerns with his dad regarding his record and jobs and XYZ and the approval of him. So, Anna got to him and was like, it's time that you handle these daddy issues. And he came to a point, and it's, it's like address the elephant in the room. Again, it came to the point, and I just hope he made the call to address, his mistakes and troubles that he's going through right now, and hopefully his dad will be open to hearing him out about it. So we shall see where that goes. I hope he made the call, and I hope his dad is open to the call and open to receive any information or conversation or, just talk to his son. Please. I hope so. Meanwhile, sidebar. Anna and Vivek. I like the space that they're in. We didn't get a follow-up on how Anna addressed Vivek after being at Aaron's place and how he overreacted about that with Zoe. So I'm interested to know where they're going to go from here. It seems like they're good friends for the most part, but we know Vivek wants a little bit more, and it might be building up to that. Okay, so again, back to Zuko. Zuka came to a head with their 3 final pieces to present. Zoe slightly felt freaked out last minute, feeling like the pieces were incomplete and not being a full clothing line. But of course, Zuka, in his mellowness, he boosted her up like, hey, this is all we need. You did good with the jacket. He assured her that everything was okay, complimented her on the jacket, and put it on her. And what do you know? That landed them to lock lips again. Unfortunately. That is exactly what Eren feared. Her going back to this internship and working with Luca again, Zoe. That's what he feared. That's why he took a step back, because he couldn't handle that. And he knew that was to somehow it was going to be some BS. And look where it's landed them. Landed them locking lips again in a moment. And pretty much, I guess, that moment Eren spoke about came to fruition. So here we go with this repeating cycle again. And I'm tired of it. I'm like, come on now. Zoe, you now have been pointed out and has now been addressed and identified that you're constantly flip-flopping back and forth between guys. Mostly between Eren and Luca. Now something's about to start again with Luca. And I don't like it. Zoe. But of course, the kiss ended shortly after the knock on the door from Tyler, the creator's representation. So the kiss landed about a good 3 seconds. Okay, so on to Eren's success of the speech. The committee was okay with the outcome of the speech. Keela did her thing, and he did his thing with the speech. And they decided to look away after the positive feedback they got from the speech. Even though he was instructed not to give it in that manner, they couldn't fire him for that because he wasn't the one to give the speech. Keela did. Strategic and smart, and I loved that idea. So, even though it was great for Eren, eyes were on him, Eren decided that he didn't want to continue attending Cal-U. And he's tired of looking the other way when it comes to silencing and the adversities of black people's voices at that university. Agreed. Then, a few seasons ago, seeing them or knowing that Cal-U was putting money behind imprisoning folks, not good. That's not good. So, in spite of them looking away and turning away from him, in his moment, he's refusing to have to keep coming to this point of having to bow down or step back from his blackness and talking about it and appreciating it and broadcasting it and talking about it again and being proud of it. And I understand that. So that was a noble thing to do. He's made so much progress with Cal-U. I respect the decision. And I respect him for standing up for himself and his beliefs. And again, kudos to Eren. Eren was just almighty in this episode. He was not defeated. There was a moment at the beginning where he was a little nervous about the speech, probably, feeling like, pressure. But for the most part, he soared through this episode. Even at a low point, he still soared. He cannot be defeated, and I'm proud of him for that. So the episode ended with a clip of Eren singing Amazing Grace on stage. Funny. I always wondered if they were going to incorporate Trevor Jackson, aka Eren, singing in the show somehow, and they did finally. I was always wondering if they were going to incorporate, his original talent introduced to the media singing, and they did. Kudos to that. Eren Jackson got a little moment. Or Eren, I should say. So that was the end of the episode. The episode ended there, and that was on a good manner. Sidebar, Grownish is not slick. I like how they snuck in Dwayne from a different world into the show. Brilliant tie-in. I loved the idea. Loved it, and that was brilliant. He was the one to actually, approach Eren from the committee about the speech. So I liked that tie-in. Maybe we'll see Jasmine from a different world next. I love to see that. I love to see that. I'd love to see it. So, it was a good episode again. I give this episode a 10 out of 10. I'm proud of, the thresholds people were pushing, the boundaries people are pushing, and the conversations people are pushing. Like, this show is one for the books, and I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So that's all I got for you guys this week, guys. It's your boy Ron, a.k.a. Ron the Artist. If you're watching this on Instagram with me right now, we are live. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is not live. This is pre-recorded, and it has been taken from Instagram over to there. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, like, comment, share. Let's talk about the episode. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let me know how you felt about it. Let me know how you felt about this recap review. Let's talk about it. If you're watching this on Instagram right now, let's talk about it. Comment, like, share. How do you feel about this recap? How did you feel about the episode? Let's talk about it, guys. Again, I'm happy about the episode. I'm happy to be here with you guys, and you guys are watching me. Thank you. I'll see you guys next week, guys. Peace.